Hello students, this video is to help you with topics in quiz 2, and in this particular one they're talking about inequalities. Notice it says use the graph to solve the inequality where y1 is less than or equal to y2. What that means is where y1 is below y2 when you look at the graph. So if you're looking at this, notice the blue line is y1 and your red line is y2. They want you to tell where the blue line is below the red line. So if you look at this, it would be from this point down. And this point would be a +1. And it would be anything, notice we're looking from here to the right. So it would be any point from a 1 on up to infinity. So we would write x is greater than or equal to 1. So that's how you're looking at this. If it says, if it said y1 is greater than y2, then we would look at where the blue line is above the red one. So it'd be from this point back to the left. So it'd be from like +1 back to -infinity. So that's how you're looking at these. So you're looking at the lines in relationship to the inequalities. Okay, we have a problem here that says solve the inequality, and it says symbolically express the solution set in interval notation. So when you're looking at these, it's very similar to your equalities. And in this particular one, it has t plus 24 over 7 is greater than 5. So if I'm going to solve this, it's just like if it had an equal sign. I'm going to get rid of the denominator first. So on both sides, I'm going to put a parenthesis. And I'm going to write my denominator 7. And I'll write a 7 on this side. Notice these will reduce. So I have t plus 24 is greater than 35. And then I want to solve for t by subtracting 24. I'm trying to write this holding a camera, so that's why the writing is not too great, but you get the idea. And so take that, would be 1, 1. Okay, so notice its t is greater than 11. So if you just look at this on a number line, oops, we have an 11. Here's 11. And notice it doesn't have an equal sign. It's kind of like having an open circle. And it says t is greater, so it'd be this way. So it'd be -infinity. So if I had to write interval notation, because I do not have an equal sign, I'd have parentheses 11, comma, infinity. That would be my interval notation. So notice that's what they're asking you to write this in the interval notation. Okay, next kind of problem, notice it's an inequality. It has 3 parts to this. It says -13 is less than 3 minus 4n, which is less than or equal to 18. Now they're going to ask us to solve this equation, and what our goal is just like with inequality, it's get the variable alone. So I want to get the -4n alone first, so that means I need to get rid of 3. Well, there's 3 parts to this, so whatever I do to this, I have to do to the other part. So I'm going to write -3 and -3. Okay. Whoops. So this would be what? -16 is less than, notice those fall out, I have -4n, and I have less than or equal to, and I have 15. Now, I want to get n alone. I'm dividing by negative. Anytime you divide by a negative number, you have to reverse your inequality signs. I'm going to divide by -4 here. So what happens is this becomes a 4. But my inequality sign is going to turn around. Those cross out. I have an n. Inequality sign turns around. And then I have 15 over -4. Now, if you sketch a number line of this, what happens is if I divide 4 into 15, it'll go 3. It'll be a -3 something. -3 and what would be 3/4. So I'm going to write -15 over 4 on this side because it's a negative. That's a positive. That's a 4. Whoops, there's supposed to be a line there. And notice n is between, so the shading's in between. Now, the thing is, notice this had an equal sign, so it'd be a closed circle. That didn't, so that'd be an open circle. So when I go to write this, it would be bracket negative 14 over 4, 15 over 4, comma 4. And notice open circle, so it'd be parenthesis. That's a 15, by the way. Okay, so when I go to select the one here, notice that's why I had to turn those around because I divided by negative, so be careful with that. Let's see, this one, you're going to have to do what we did in quiz 1 and write your equation. You'll have to find your slope, and then you'll have to find your y-intercept. Notice it says in 1991, the life expectancy was 78 years. In 1993, it's 78.8. Represent your life expectancy in years t, and let t represent the number of years since 1991. Whoops, there we go. So what happens is it says you let t represent the number of years since 1991. Well, notice in 1991, it was 78. It says the life expectancy of a female was 78. So we're going to have the point 0, 78 because there's no years since 1991 to 1991. And then my next ordered pair is 1993. Well, that'd be 2 years. From 91 to 93 would be 2 years. So I had 2, 78.8. So you have these two ordered pairs. Remember, just like before, you're going to have to use your slope formula. Y2 minus Y1. x2 minus x1. Notice this is my y-intercept. So once I find my slope, I can plug it into y equals mx plus b, and just fill in my b with 78, and notice then fill in my slope, whatever it is. But notice that's already my y-intercept because it's 0, number. If that was not 0, number, you would have to use the formula y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. But you do not have to do that because that's already your y-intercept.